everyone, welcome back! Today we're going to be learning about programming languages. And before you ask, yes, my beard is gone. That just happens sometimes, okay? Get over it. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the programming language, HTML. Haha! Just kidding! HTML is not a programming language, and to anyone who wants to argue with that, one, it has no form of programming logic anywhere in it, and two, it's a markup language. It says so right there in the fucking name. Get fucked, straw man. Yeah, so I don't actually want to talk about HTML today. Instead, I want to talk about its partner in crime, JavaScript. This is not to be confused with the programming language Java, which has literally nothing to do with JavaScript. You might be wondering then, well, why are they named basically the same thing? But honestly, the history is a bit too long to get into. The short of it is, the computer scientists, they hate you. And I also hate you, George. Anyways, JavaScript. JavaScript is the primary programming language for web development. And it's all around, look, remember that whole rant I went on about variables last episode? Yeah, JavaScript says fuck you to all those elephants. I mean, look how sad that elephant is. Besides that, JavaScript is just kind of uncanny. It feels off in very subtle ways. For instance, semicolons are optional. Using the sort function on a list of numbers will sort them alphabetically. And sometimes you have to use 3 equal signs when comparing 2 values that might be of different types. Also, it might contain the best ever metaphor for the Holy Trinity. Ever. Even in the Bible. None of that should be in a programming language. JavaScript's just weird. It's not bad. No, to see bad, we have to go to Python. Oh boy, I'm going to be pissing a lot of people off this paragraph, aren't I? But I have good reason to hate Python. It scares me. Why doesn't it use semicolons? Why does it act just like an object-oriented programming language despite not looking anything like one? Why doesn't it use brackets? Look, if this is your first time hearing about Python, I just want to let you know that my opinion is far from ubiquitous. Look, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of people like Python because it's easy to jump right into the code. It requires minimal setup. Basically, it's okay to have wrong opinions sometimes. Alright, let's cleanse my palate with some good programming languages. But before we get into that, I just want to give a quick little shout out to all my C programmers out there. I'm not going to go so far as to say C is a good programming language, but damn do I respect anyone who programs in C. This is all you need to know about C. If somebody tells you C is their favorite programming language, it means they're smarter than you, and they most definitely fuck. Alright, good programming languages. In terms of object-oriented programming languages, there's only really 3 good ones. There's C++, Java, and C#. Now, I don't want to get into too much detail, but there is 2 things you should know about them. First is that they're all the exact same, and the second is that despite them being the exact same, C#'s the best. Sorry, Unix-based developers, them's the facts.
Oh god, why did I tell myself to share my opinions this video? This is only my 2nd video and the internet's already gonna eat me alive, aren't they?
Now, those are all the programming languages that I know enough about to really talk about, but there are some other programming languages that I wish to bring up. This is Racket. Racket is a functional programming language that you might need to learn for your introductory to computer science classes. I mostly wanted to bring this up to share that this is how you add 2 things together in this language. Yuck. This is C++. I don't know anything about it, but I just found it on the Wikipedia page and I thought, man, that's a stupid name for a language, because it just means it's worse than C. Talking about C, I guess this is a good time as any to bring up the fact that almost every single letter has its own programming language. The one I want to talk about is K, mostly because it was designed to be as compact as possible, despite the fact that no one cares about code compactness. Gotta give them credit, though. I don't know how you make a function that sorts strings by length any more compact than this. Yeah, I'm not gonna even pretend like any of that makes any sense. Besides those, there's also Flavors, Emerald, Kojo.
I opened my eyes one morning to find that I am not the same man who closed them. I am haunted by the programming languages. They scream to me in syntaxes I do not understand, yet I feel I must. I understand now that life is meaningless, and yet that is okay because I have found new meaning. The languages have whispered it to me in my sleep. I must speak them, write them. Yes, I understand now. This world is chaos, and the only combat to chaos is logic. The cold, hard programming logic of a machine. I need to write them, want to write them. Write them in blood if I must. Only then will I be whole.
What have I done?